Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my podcast, Live Your Best Life Every Day. Today's topic is going to be about what you are afraid of. Stay tuned. Fear is something that we all feel, experience, or perhaps have to deal with at some point in our lives. But the thing is, what we don't realize is the fact that we give it so much power the moment we emphasize on it, the moment we dwell on it, and the moment we let it stop us from achieving whatever it is that we aim to achieve. I say that to say this. Fear is going to hold you back if you let it take over your life. It's going to stop you from achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve, and that's a fact. You were given the thought process and the choice to have a sound mind or let yourself being driven by fear. Unfortunately, so many people these days have gotten themselves entrenched in the mindset of letting fear taking over. What are you afraid of? If you could do something about it, would you? Are you? Those are the three questions that I'm going to ask you today. Because if you can answer those three questions, then you can have an indication of what you are currently doing about your life, about your plans, about your projects. Believe me, the graveyard is filled with people with great ideas, dreams, and projects. However, most of them never got to see the light of the day. You know why? Because of fear. The fear of failure. The fear of being made fun of. The fear of not being able to carry it through. And there are so many things. If you're going to allow fear to take over your life, you won't be able to achieve anything. And the saving grace part is that every day that you get up in the morning, every day that you get to live, it's a day where you get to reinvent yourself as much as you want. If what you are currently doing is not working, jump onto the next one. And if you have something in mind, if your mind is able to conceive something, it means that you have what it takes to make it happen. Now, fear is going to tell you, what if this doesn't work? What if you lose money? What if you lose time? What if you are made a fool of? What if? So many what ifs. But the thing is, you cannot live your life on what if now, can you? That's just not a way of living. In fact, I don't call that living at all. And what you have to keep in mind is this. Whether you choose to live or no, life's going to go by. So if you allow fear to take over, guess what? You're not living. You are merely existing without purpose, without impact on anything. So therefore, you are useless. The moment you allow fear to take over your life, you become useless to life itself. You become meaningless to your own story, to your own narrative. If you can't be the protagonist of your own story, then you become meaningless to your own life. So think about that. It is your life, it's your narrative. We all have something that we had to deal with at some point in our lives. Some things may take a month to overcome. Some may take a year to overcome. But at the end of the day, it's about starting. Because when you start, your thought process begins to flourish. Your mindset begins to expand. The way you think, your perspective gets into motion. You see, some people are afraid of relationships, for example. Others are afraid of building strong ties. Many people are afraid of going into business. They might lose some money, they say. Some people are afraid of investing. It doesn't matter whichever areas of your life it is. Being afraid of something is giving it power. Some people are afraid to speak in public. Of what good is that? Because if you ask me, for example, in a professional setting or environment, if you are afraid to speak up in public, that's going to harm you. That's going to work against you. It's going to cripple you, basically. You become a handicap. So, we have so many people walking around these days with social handicaps that are originated from fear. You were not created with fear. No. We fear things because we are afraid of, we are afraid of losing things. But when you keep in mind that you never owned them in the first place, then things have a different meaning for you. Listen, we are all existing based on borrowed time. And when that time is up, that's our departure, hence death. But until that time comes, until it happens, every day is an opportunity to live your best life. Yeah, we all fuck up at some point. And you will fail at so many things during your life. That's a fact. There's nothing you can do about it. It's going to happen. Failure is going to happen. But when you fail, it's not the end of the world. Many of us lost everything countless times. Let's just take the example of COVID, for instance. So many people lost their jobs back then. Was it the end of the world? No, it was not. It was not. So that's life. Life's going to happen. It's going to hit you pretty bad. You get down on your knees and then you get up the highway to continuing to achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve or aim for. That's how it is. You have to build up your level of resilience. Grow muscles, spiritual ones, mental ones, physical ones. Do not allow fear to cripple you. Do not allow fear to turn you into a merry being that's just existing and going through the motion of life. Don't allow fear to turn you into a casualty of life. If you want to go for something, go ahead and do it. And if it doesn't work out, if you get hurt on the way, if you lose some money, that's fine. You learn from it and then you move on. But at least you are living. At least you're experiencing. And that's what it is. That's what it is about. So think about it. That's all I'm going to say for today. And I hope that you share this with whoever you think needs to hear this. Let's step out of our comfort zone of letting fear crippling us or keeping us, in bondage, into getting to live rather than being bystanders and watching other people live their lives. Your life is yours to live. It is yours to live. And if you can change something, why leave it unchanged? If you can do something about your fears, why allow them to stay? Why allow them to, why allow them to take over? Why allow them to influence your life, your happiness, your joy? It's not every day that you might hear this, but you know what? When I look at people out there who are too coward to live their own lives, I do feel sad because I realize how much fear can keep somebody captive. How so many people lived their entire life without getting to do anything that they wanted to do, just because fear was there. The fear of the unknown, the fear of feeling things, the fear of failing. The moment you are afraid of something, you focus on that and you give it power. You give it instance in your life. You give it a place and you nourish it. You nurture it. And as the days and years go by, guess what? That fear is growing into something that is going to keep you in a place of captivity. And that's sad. That's sad. So if you can do something about it, do it. If you need to get help to do so, do it. If you need to talk to somebody, do it. But step out of that state of mind. Step out of that state of fear. You can do it. Whatever it is that your mind is thinking of doing that you've been holding on for so many years now, what you've been holding back on, you can do it. You can do it. Believe in your craft. Believe in yourself. Believe in who you are. Believe in what you can bring on the table. And do not allow society to dictate how you should feel based on what they think that you should have. Because what happens these days is that either you are afraid of something, either somebody else project their fears on you. So you have to watch both. You have to be aware of both. When you want to do something and somebody is going to dissuade you by telling you that, it's not going to work, don't go for it. Listen, they are projecting their fears on you. So you may not always have that mindset of fear. Sometimes your surrounding may have it. And because of them having that and because of you listening to them, they transfer that mindset or they project it onto whatever it is that you're trying to do. And because of that, you end up not doing anything. You end up not achieving anything. Remember this. It is your project. It's your vision. It's yours for a reason. It means that it's yours for a reason. It's yours to carry out and it's yours to carry through. So go ahead and do that. And now, finally, this is it for today's episode. Keep getting out there. Keep showing up and keep showing off. Have a good day.